celebrate.
Welcome to Friday Night Live. I am your host, Kat Carter, and I am so excited that you are here tonight hanging out with us on Friday Night Live. We are so happy that you have joined us. Well, Friday Night Live is a positive platform where we come to inform, innovate, and inspire. So, we're going to start with our encouragement corner tonight. It reads, although I may or may not consider myself materially wealthy, I know that money and possessions do not guarantee happiness. So, what is the secret of prosperity? As in all other matters, I find the source of my prosperity within God. God has blessed me with a spirit so I experience true prosperity. I do not limit myself by measuring my prosperity by how many financial assets I have or how much property I own. I am aware of God within me and God within the world. This awareness brings peace and joy to everything I experience. Every ending holds the promise of a new beginning, a new day, and each new day is an opportunity to receive new blessings from God. God blesses me with the abundance of spirit. Taken from the Daily Word, 365 days of love, inspiration, and guidance. So, a little bit of sad news, but it's going to be okay. My artist that was scheduled this evening had an emergency, so he's going to reschedule and we're going to have him back soon. And so, what we're going to do tonight, we're going to do our new segment, which is called Friday Night Live Preventative Measures. And before we do that, let me read my disclaimer and then I'm going to introduce to you our doctor for this evening. The information in this presentation is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. All content, including text, graphics, images, and information contained in and available through this presentation, is for general information purposes only. The presenters and Friday Night Live make no representation and assume no responsibility for the accuracy of the information contained in and or available through this presentation. You are encouraged to confirm any information obtained from or through this presentation with other sources and review all information regarding medical conditions or treatment with your physician. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking medical treatment because of something you have heard, read, or viewed in this presentation. The presenter and the Friday Night Live do not recommend, endorse, or make any representation about the efficacy, appropriateness, or suitability of any specific tests, products, procedures, treatments, services, opinions, healthcare providers, or other information that may be contained in or available through this presentation. The presenter and Friday Night Live are not responsible nor liable for any advice, course of treatment, diagnosis, or any outcome for anyone who watches, listens to, or participates in this presentation. So tonight I have with us Dr. Rodney Alford. Dr. Rodney Alford is a board certified pediatrician and internal medical specialist that has practiced medicine for over 35 years. Presently, he practices in a rural community of central Illinois and serves as the medical director of the local hospice company as well as medical director for the local prison. He serves as one of the 5 trustees representing 11 counties in Illinois for the Illinois State Medical Society, and as an alternative delegate, he represents Illinois for the American Medical Association as well. Please welcome back to Friday Night Live, Dr. Rodney Alford. Hey, Dr. Alford.
Hi, how you doing?
All right, let me turn you up a little bit. I'm doing well, doing well. I'm so glad to have you back on Friday Night Live tonight. It's just a real honor to have you with us and to be a part of our new segment known as Preventative Measures. So, tonight we're going to be talking about National Donor Day, which is actually February the 14th, Valentine's Day. So I know you got some really good information to share with us. And viewers, we're going to be taking questions. So if you have questions or comments, please put them in the comments and we'll try to get to all of them. All right, Dr. Alford. So how you want to start?
Well, first of all, I want to start by thanking you, Lady KC, for allowing me this opportunity. I love to have opportunities to talk to patients and people that just want to know more information. So please prepare questions. I did write down a couple of questions that kind of some frequently asked questions that I hear. I hear my patients ask,
Hmm.
but I do want to entertain any questions that the audience might have. So please have an opportunity. If you have an opportunity, sit down and write down some questions because I would love to be able to answer those questions live if we can.
Yes,
So
sir.
first of all, again, thank you for giving this opportunity. National Organ Donor Day uh, or National Donor Day, some of us call it, is actually a day that we can increase awareness about organ donation and the lives that we can save through organ donation. So I'm excited to tell people that it's on a wonderful day that we consider Valentine's Day, a day that we show our love to other people. This is a way that we can show love to people that we don't even know.
Right.
So I have not, I actually want to donate as many organs as I possibly can because once I'm finished with them, there's no use that I'll have of them when I'm gone. And so, I know that some people have some issues about it. So I would love to make sure that, that if you have those questions or have those ill feelings about organ donation, I'd love to address those things tonight. There's actually 5 different types of donations. You can donate your organs. You can donate different tissues. You can donate blood marrow or bone marrow, components of bone marrow. You can donate platelets. And of course, we all know you can donate blood. So you have to understand that when you're gone from here, you have about what we say about 6 liters of blood. You've seen the 2 liter bottle pops. Well, you have 3 of those of blood in your system.
Hmm.
And to get rid of 1 liter, actually, you feel a little woozy, but soon after, you feel fine. So I encourage people to actually plan to have an opportunity to give blood. I give blood every 3 months. My body makes it back as soon as I give it.
Hmm.
So within a month, my blood count is back to exactly what it was once I've given blood. So it's a really good thing to do. And I encourage it. At least if you do nothing else, plan to be a blood donor on a regular basis. I've given gallons of blood over my lifetime, and I just think about all the people that have been helped because of it. We talk a lot about in the African American community how we have certain individuals with sickle cell.
Yeah.
We have that as an issue. Um, Sickle cell patients actually require blood donations on a regular basis many times. Some of them have had a stroke. And so if they've had a stroke, then they'll get blood transfusions practically every month or two because they need that blood to keep them from having further strokes. So a lot of people don't know about the disease sickle cell, and that's unfortunate in itself. And I may even have to do a talk on that at some point in time because it is a very important issue.
Hmm.
But those patients need blood on a regular basis. And if we're not supplying it, then they won't have it there to use. So in the United States, over 120,000 people are now waiting for life saving organ donations.
Wow.
120,000 people now are waiting for donations. Every 2 seconds, somebody in the United States is needing blood. And that means that the need for blood donations is about 41,000 transfusions that need to be done on a daily basis. So we need people to donate blood for that reason alone. By donating your organs, such as your marrow, tissues, cornea, eyes, platelets, blood, bone marrow, you actually are doing someone a favor, not just a favor, but you're actually giving life to
Hmm.
someone or sight to someone that would not have had it not been for you. So there's actually nearly 21 million transfusions of blood products that happen every year that's being transfused into people. So we definitely need that as soon as possible. So some folks would ask, and here's a few of the questions that I had. I've asked, what was the first successful transplant of anything? That actually happened in 1883, long time ago.
Yeah,
So the first kidney transplant was in 1950. It was successful, the first successful kidney transplant.
that wasn't too
And
long ago.
say it again.
That
That
wasn't
wasn't
too
that
long
long.
ago.
Absolutely. That was when the first human organ that was transplanted and transplanted safely. And as a matter of fact, it was done not too far from my own home at a little company in Mary Hospital in
Are
the
you
Chicago area.
serious?
Absolutely. So
Wow. I know
yeah,
Little
it's
Company
pretty
Care
exciting thing.
Hospital.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So
I didn't
that's
know
a
that.
that's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Also, in the 1960s, the liver, heart, and pancreas, we had learned how to actually transplant those successfully. So you can see that organ transplantation is something that's fairly new, but it's something that's very important because just think of all the lives that have been saved because we've had the opportunity to do that.
Mm.
In the 1980s, we learned how to transplant successfully lung tissue and actual whole lungs, as well as intestinal organs. So now we can do that as well. And in 2010, we had the first successful full face transplant. That means a person had a complete face transplant. That doesn't happen very often, but it does happen when people have had major damage done to their face for one reason or another, and unable plastic surgery wise, you can't really correct it. That they now can transplant an entire face onto a person and have it work like a normal face.
So you have to explain that to me a little bit. So is it the skin? It's just the skin. It's not the skull and it's just
No,
this part.
just the skin. Yes, yes,
Okay.
the skin around the eyes, the nose, the mouth, all of that was transplanted successfully, and it has been done multiple times since. So
Wow.
there's a number of pictures that you can actually search the internet and find some folks that have actually had those full facial transplants. It's amazing, amazing surgery. Um, some would ask, when was the first successful human blood transfusion? That
Hmm.
was actually in 1818. A British OB-GYN doctor successfully transfused human blood to a patient for treatment of postpartum hemorrhage. The
Hmm.
mother had started bleeding significantly, and the doctor was able to transfuse at that time. This was in 1818. Was
Wow.
able to transfuse human blood into that patient and actually save the patient.
Oh wow.
Uh, so people ask the question too: how long can a person live on blood transfusions? Well, when you're given a blood transfusion, the benefits actually last for about 2 weeks. Those red blood cells don't stick around very long,
Mhm.
but they, in an emergency situation, they definitely can help you through a crisis. So it depends on the circumstance, but about 2 weeks is how long those red blood cells will normally survive and continue to do what they need to do while your bone marrow is trying to produce more red blood cells itself, because your body is always producing red blood cells unless there's some trauma to the bone marrow that doesn't allow, or cancer that doesn't allow the bone marrow to do what it's supposed to do. So that's
Speaking
just
of
a go
Speaking
ahead.
of bone marrow, Dr. Alfred, I think we have a question on here. Well, kind of a comment. It says, "I've been on the bone marrow list for years. Seems like it's hard to find a match."
Good. That's a good observation. It's absolutely actually very true. A bone marrow match is very specific. It is very. It has to be a complete and total match of a lot of different parts of the blood in order to have a good bone marrow match. So we really encourage people to be on the bone marrow match list because you may be on that list. I've been on the list for 25 years, I think, almost. It's about 25 years. I've actually been on, never been called. Looking forward to the opportunity that I can actually give bone marrow. Now, giving bone marrow is definitely life saving. That means if a person has no bone marrow and they need a transplant, that means that they will die. without that transplant
Without the
because
trans-
you have to be able to make blood. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to be able to say that my bone marrow, which doesn't take much, it takes only a few minutes to give bone marrow if I have to, and the transplant really only takes a few minutes also to transfuse into another person. So a bone marrow transplant is definitely life saving. There are people that have had bone marrow failure, and even children that have had bone marrow failure, and they will not live without that bone marrow transplant. There are sickle cell patients that could receive a bone marrow transplant and
Mhm.
could completely eradicate their sickle cell disease if there was a complete match.
Wow.
So things like that are just amazing. The things that we can do with technology now,
Mhm.
that we can have such a close enough match that the body won't reject
Right.
that bone marrow. And we do, of course, put people on medications. Many times they're on lifetime medications to keep their body from reacting against that quote unquote foreign substance that has been donated. That's a
Okay.
good question.
I got another
Good.
question.
Good.
Can we go ahead and do some questions, Dr. Alford? Is
I
that
would,
okay?
I would love to. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, this one says, if you have tattoos, can you donate blood?
Absolutely. Just having tattoos is not a contraindication to donating blood or tissue or any organ. The dye that's used is not toxic throughout the body, so it doesn't cause any major problems. Now, if you got a bad tattoo, in other words, a tattoo that caused you to get a disease like, say, hepatitis, where
Hmm.
someone was doing a tattoo with unsterile equipment, and
Uh-huh.
you ended up getting hepatitis, say, from that, then you'd be less likely to be able to donate organs just because that hepatitis virus would have affected some of the other organs that might be able to be transfused.
Right. Okay. My blood type is A positive. What percentage of population has this type?
Actually, it's a large percentage of people that have A positive. I don't have the exact numbers there, but definitely there's a lot of people that have A positive blood. And so giving that kind of blood is actually very good. It's definitely something that everyone, that we would love to have.
Mhm.
So if you are A positive, definitely make sure you donate.
Okay. I think we have a comment. I read about the facial transplants recently. I have two sisters who have had kidney transplants, one just last year ago. It's quite an experience.
I
So,
would I would imagine I would imagine it is the
yeah.
receiving the transplant. I have a friend in he's actually a physician in
Hmm.
Mississippi that had kidney failure. He had real bad diabetes, and ended up destroying his kidneys. He's only 52, I believe, and had been wanting to get a transplant for years. Was on dialysis and searching for a kidney transplant for years. Well, he happened to meet a young man at his church that said, I've been wanting to do something positive in my life. And, I was just wondering, do you think that they would take my kidney? This was a young man that totally healthy, 30-year-old man that just said, I want to do this for somebody. Well, the pastor of the church uh, got the two of them together. They got to the hospital. He tested, and he actually tested and was positive in that they could actually give the transplant. He got the kidney transplant. This was just early last year, and has been doing extremely well since. So it's very exciting to know that a good friend of mine, actually one of my mentees, a person that I mentored for years, actually received a transplant from someone at his own church that didn't know him. All he knew was the pastor, and told the pastor that he wanted to do that. He just wanted to see if he could do something positive in his life. He felt he had done some negative things, and he
Mhm.
wanted to do something positive. And he gave his kidney. And my friend, who's a physician, a practicing physician,
Mhm.
now has that new kidney and is doing extremely well. So it's an exciting thing. So yes, kidney transplant, great thing.
And we probably I'll let you reiterate, but you can live off of one kidney. So the other guy is still living, even though he shared one of his kidneys.
Absolutely. You can
Yeah,
live a completely, totally normal life with one kidney and never have a problem.
yeah.
God was very strategic in making sure we had enough to share.
Okay. I don't see any more questions right now, so I'll let you keep on talking.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm prepared for questions, so please have them. People want to know many times, how can they become a donor? One of the ways that you can become a donor is actually, they ask you when you're at the driver's license, when you're getting a new driver's license, if you plan on being a donor. All you have to do is say yes, answer a few questions, and it's done. Or you
Mhm.
can go to the driver's license bureau and say yes, I do want to be a donor. If you decided previously that you didn't, then you can just go there and let them know. They'll put you on the donor list. You can actually visit Donate Life. Uh, I think it's nw.org.
Mhm.
So donate life, nw.org. Another one is organdonor.gov. And you can actually get yourself on that site and register, and you can get all the information you need on organ donation that way. So I encourage anyone on the line to do that. There's a lot of myths that are out there about organ donation, uh, and I'd like to tackle a couple of them. One of the misconceptions is that once you become a donor, then uh, they're not going to try to save you if you have a life saving situation. They would rather just allow you to die so they can take your organ. But that's not the way it works. When you donate an organ, if it's an organ that you can't live without, they will not do anything to you to allow you to die so that they can take that organ. No one life is more important than another. So no, that doesn't happen. But that is some of the misconceptions and myths that
I've
people
heard
have.
that before. I've heard that. I've heard that
Yeah.
before. Like,
So it is definitely not true. So, if you hear that from someone, let them know that it doesn't happen that way. But if someone has a situation where they say have no brain function, but they're still breathing, and they still have a heartbeat, but that might be maintained on a ventilator.
right.
The family can make a decision at that time, if the decision hasn't already been made, that they would want to donate those organs. At that time, they would actually call, and someone could come and pick up the body and
Hmm.
actually take those organs so that someone else could actually use them. So that does happen. It happens, unfortunately, frequently when there are major car accidents and people have major brain trauma after that. The organs are still existing, the organs are still good, and someone would be able to use them. That person that's had major brain damage can't use those organs. So they get donated. But again, it's not something that happens unless you make that decision, or your family makes that decision.
Okay. I see another question, Dr. Alford. Is it true that you can transport part of your liver? Can you trans can you transplant? Sorry. Can you transplant part of your liver?
That's a very excellent question. I love that question. That was actually one of the questions I was going to entertain. Yes, you can actually transplant a huge portion of the liver. Your liver regenerates itself. If you were to remove about 85% of the liver, that means leaving about 15%, that
Hmm.
liver will regenerate itself within months. And you would have been able to give someone part of a liver, a functioning part of liver tissue, and you would be able to continue to live a normal life because that liver will grow back to normal. This is amazing.
Yeah, that is very amazing. Okay, Dr. Alfred. So, would you believe we're almost halfway through our show already?
I,
So, I got to take a little break. I'm going to take a break and then we're going to be right back. We got to give away give away something. So hang on tight, Dr. Alford. We'll be right back. We're gonna do a little commercial break. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
Year One Entertainment presents Friday Night Live Inspiration Celebration Gala 2021. Friday, March 19th from 7 to 10 p.m. Join the host of the FNL Virtual Show, media producer, Cat Potter. Featuring national headliner and comedian David Brown. And special guest artist, saxophonist Cameron Ross. Greg Happy Guitar Haynes. Singer Anitra Bratcher.
Will you lift your hand right now? I lift my hand, and I'll forever give you glory. No matter what it looks like, I'll give you praise. Oh, for the rest of my day, I'll praise your Lord.
Saxophonist Ron Rember Jr. And flutist Daryl Evans Jones. This event is free and open to the public. Located at Gateway Convention Center, 1 Gateway Drive, Collinsville, Illinois, 62234. Vendor opportunities are also available. The deadline to submit applications is March 10th. For more information, call 618-772-7391. That's 618-772-7391. Love donations are graciously accepted and appreciated. Don't miss this evening of musical inspiration. Friday Night Live Inspiration Celebration Gala 2021. Face masks are required and social distancing will be enforced.
All right, here is the trivia question. From where was the oldest known Valentine's Day message sent? The battleground, the prison, off of a cruise ship, or in space? Which one is it? A, B, C, or D? All right. Put your thoughts in the comments. Anybody answer? They don't know. They don't know. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. They putting some answers on? All right. Let's go back to Dr. Alford. Let's do it. Go back to her. Uh-oh. Let me see what we do, Cheryl. There we are. There he is. I had to do a little commercial there. What you think about that concert? You gonna come to the concert, Dr. Alford?
Absolutely, I have to be there. Dr. Rembert is a very good friend of mine, so I will be there, and I will make sure that I bring my wife as well.
Yes, absolutely. So we can have a good time. Okay. All right. So if you all are just joining us, we are talking about National Donor Day, and we have Dr. Rodney Alford, our special guest tonight, and he's telling us some information, some good informative nuggets about National Donor Day. And Dr. Alford, I'm so glad that you came in and talked about it, because usually when you hear the word donate or donor, you just think about blood, but it's more than just blood. Like you were saying earlier, you have organs, bone marrow. So it's not just the blood. And so we're having a good conversation. So let's keep it going.
Absolutely. So yeah, absolutely. There are other things that can be donated. There's all kinds of organs, as we mentioned earlier, even tissues. You can donate skin. And you will grow your skin back. You can donate your bone marrow, donate, of course, blood, platelets. Those are the clotting factors of the blood. All of these things can be donated. Even the cornea of the eye, if you pass away, those corneal transplants have saved the sight of so many thousands of people, just because folks have decided to actually give up those corneas when they pass. And of course, it's not a big deal to do that. The doctors can do that with no major problem at all. And someone has a question. I know, I have a certain medical condition, and I really don't think I can be a donor because I have a medical condition. Well, anyone, doesn't matter what your age is, doesn't matter what your medical history is, you can sign up to be a donor. The transplant team will decide whether the donation is good enough to transplant or not. Excuse me. So everyone can donate. Even if you have a particular medical illness, diabetes, hypertension, you've had a stroke, you've had a heart attack, all of those things are not contraindications to giving an organ. So, and being old doesn't do it either, because as long as those organs are working well, they can actually be used. So that's, kind of another myth out there. Yeah. And then some would say, I really don't think my religion supports organ donation. Well, there are very few religions, and most of the major religions in the United States support organ donation and consider donation as really a final act of love and generosity to others. So most of us feel, we're in the Christian faith, Jewish faith, most other faiths, really do believe that it is the way to show your love to another person, and that's why we put that. Well, I didn't, but that's why it was put
Yeah.
on the day of love, Valentine's Day, to really
Mhm.
show that you love someone. It's the final gift that you can give to someone, even in your death. So most major religions do allow organ donation. So that shouldn't be something that would stop a person.
You know what, Dr. Alfred, I was interested or curious about now that we have this virus COVID-19, like how are they screening the organs or the blood now? I know working as an anatomist, like our cadavers and stuff, since we have students that actually work on those bodies, they go through the safety measures to make sure that the bodies are not contaminated. And I know, like for this year coming in the fall, we're having a hard time finding the bodies because of this new virus that has come out, and they have to make sure that the bodies are safe for the students. So, do you know anything about that just yet? Like, as far as will COVID affect, like donations or don't like people that are donating their blood and their organs, or is it just another extensive like type of process that they'll have to do
It's just
additional
another test.
when
It's just another test with that will have to be done to test to make sure that there's no contamination, just like any other viral contamination that you're worried about. COVID is one of those viruses that you would worry about. You wouldn't want someone transplanting organs if they have a herpes virus, say. Certain organs are not going to be good for transfer
right?
in that case. And for coronavirus, I do not believe there's any contraindication to donating, and they will do all the things that's necessary before that organ is donated to someone to make sure that they're not giving a disease to someone when they're giving that organ.
Okay, here's the question. Can you speak to the concerns of our community? We don't want to be denied medical treatment if we are incapacitated because we have that on our driver's license. I put it up there so you can see it.
Okay, I see that, and I'm trying to understand what the question is asking. Um, well, I think the question is, if you're found to be a donor, then people will be less likely to try to save you. Is that the? I think that might be the way the question is being
Okay,
asked.
yeah, because it said we don't want to be denied medical treatment if we are incapacitated because we have that on our
Right.
driver's license. Yeah,
Well,
I
you have to remember that donation really doesn't happen until any type of life-saving method has failed. So no, that doesn't happen. They will make sure that anything and everything is done before that becomes an issue. They cannot medical legally, no one can allow someone to die just because they decided that they would donate an organ. That just doesn't happen.
yeah, I kind of understand where she's coming from because I've heard of people. What do you call it? Where they steal the organs? I can't think of the. I can't think of the name of it.
Body,
Like people come up
body
missing
snatching.
for the organs, but they but people are coming up missing, and then they find the bodies and their organs are missing, or
Yeah,
I can't think of
yeah,
the word right now. And
yeah. Those are folks that harvest or sell organs.
harvesting,
And,
yeah,
yeah, that is
that's
totally
different.
illegal.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with the medical field because in the medical field that would of course be frowned upon. No, we do anything and everything we can to save someone's life. We never even look at the donor possibilities until that person is brain dead. It doesn't even get into the equation
mhm.
until that person is either brain dead or near brain dead. So no, that's not something that someone looks at. I've never looked at someone's license and said, "Oh, good, we have someone here that's going to be able to donate
Yeah,
some organs." That just doesn't happen. That's ghoulish, and I think there are people out there that are stealing organs from people. There are actually some folks have been murdered in order to take organs
Mhm.
and have them sold, but that doesn't typically happen in the United States.
Okay. Let me see. I don't think I see any more questions right now, Dr. Alford. Okay. So,
Well, one of the questions that that I thought wrote down actually is that some people would think that rich or famous people, would get on the waiting list first, so they would receive those organs first. That's not the way it works. There's a national computer system that matches the donated organs to the recipients. So there is no way that that you could jump ahead on the list just because you're a rich and famous person. It just doesn't happen either. Um, so it takes a lot to match someone. They
mm,
go through a lot, in order to do that. But typically, it does look at how sick the person is, where that person is, geographically, and also they don't look at race, they don't look at income, they don't look at your celebrity status. None of those things are looked at when you're getting a transfusion, or not just transfusion, when you're getting a donation of organs.
mhm. I'm glad you brought that up too, because I've always thought that too. If you have the money, if you don't have the money, if that had something to do with it.
It
But
doesn't at all. Another thing that I've heard people say is, well, maybe my family won't be able to have an open casket funeral if I'm a donor, because my body will be all destroyed or whatever. No, that's not the case at all. Um, they take very good care when they remove those organs, and when the person that's doing the embalming, they have special procedures that they have to go through. It does make the embalmist or the funeral director a little frustrated because it is extra work that they
mm,
have to do when organs have been harvested. But they have the skills that actually allow them to be able to repair the body so that it looks like that individual still. So open casket funerals are still possible, even if an organ, even if an eye or any tissue is removed or donated. So that's another myth.
wow.
There's another thought that people have is that maybe my family's going to have to pay for this donation. Well, it doesn't work that way either. There's no cost to the donors or their families for donating an organ. It doesn't happen that way at all, and neither do you get paid for those organs as well. They don't pay people to give it. That's why it's called a donation. Um, so so there's no money exchange there. Now, some would have the issue with the fact that the person that receives the donation actually does have to pay, and that's with their insurance or whatever.
Okay.
And so some folks would have an issue with the fact that, well, I'm giving this donation. How come it can't be received free? Well, it does take a lot of technical knowledge to actually be able to remove and then replace an organ. So medically speaking, it makes sense. The organ itself is not really being paid for,
Hmm.
but actually what's happening is the procedure that the person goes through is paid for through their insurance. And if they don't have insurance, it's very expensive, but it is paid for.
Well, Dr. Alfred, we're getting close to the end. Um, I wanted to let you know this. One of the viewers, Sheila, she said, "I'm glad I tuned in tonight. This topic is dear to my heart." So I am, and then someone else, let me see, I'll put it up here so you can see it. Very informative. Um, yeah, Sheila put this on here again. So, I mean, there are quite a few people on here that are interested to get the right information, and I'm glad that you're dispelling some of these myths because nearly every one that you said tonight, I've heard.
Mhm.
I really have. I've heard. So it's really, really, really good. We maybe have time for maybe one or 2 more questions if you all have questions for Dr. Alford. And then the last 2 minutes, I'm going to do some accolades and get us on out of here on time.
Well, I just wanted to throw out there while people may be preparing those questions. Again, if you want to become a donor, you visit donatelifenw.org or organdonor.gov. That's the way to give a donation of an organ or tissue. So you can do that, and you can get also all kinds of information on organ donation that way as well. This, I think, it's a good topic, a timely topic. I do believe that that I would love to have more questions asked of it. I know that we're going to be doing further topics as well. I do
Yes.
thank you again for having this type of a forum that people can talk to a physician about issues that they have these questions about. There are so many myths out there, so many misconceptions. You get on the internet, and unfortunately, there's so much misinformation out there on so many issues, and that's why I want to address those things face to face. And I'm not going to lie. I'm going to put it right out there and tell the truth about what these things are. And I want to break it down enough that anyone can understand it. So it's really important that this information is out there. So we do need the donations. We do need people donating. It definitely does your heart good to know that you've done something great for someone else.
Yes, sir. I think the next topic we're going to be talking about, Dr. Alford, next month is colorectal cancer. So that's the next topic we have coming up.
I'm excited.
I am too. I'm very excited to get the information out there to the community, and we really appreciate you, and we're happy to have you aboard, you and Dr. Rimbert. Very happy to have you aboard on Friday Night Live on the vision of the Preventative Measures segment. So thank you so much again, Dr. Alford. I don't see any more questions. Yeah, I don't see any more questions. Could you give them the information one more time if they want more information to donate blood or organs, or where? Give it to me again, and I'm gonna put it in the. I think you gave an email address. I mean, no, site.
Ready?
Yes.
It's donatelifenw.org.
Okay.
And also organdonor.gov.
Okay. GOV.
All information. Yeah. Yes. All that information is there. So if people have questions, some questions will be answered there as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Alford, for giving of your time and hanging out with us and giving us some rich information once again. We really appreciate you, Dr. Alford. And
I enjoy it.
Yes, sir. And I will see you next month on another topic, it looks like. Real soon.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. You take care.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye. Did you all enjoy that? Did you learn? Did you learn something tonight? Yes. So February 14th is National Donor Day. So we were talking about donating. And like I said earlier, I really wanted him to come on because when you hear about donor, you're thinking about just giving blood, but it's much deeper than that. And so he was able to expel some of those myths that we've heard and answer a few questions. So I hope that you all enjoyed that. And again, this is a new segment. This is our first one. So I really hope that you all enjoyed that. Friday Night Live celebrates Black History Month. And tonight, we're going to spotlight Alice Ball. Alice Ball was an African-American chemist who developed the first successful treatment for those suffering from leprosy. All right. And after earning her undergraduate degrees in pharmacological chemistry in 1912 and pharmacy in 1914 from the University of Washington, Alice Bell transferred to the College of Hawaii, now known as the University of Hawaii, and became the very first African American and the very first woman to graduate with a master's degree in chemistry in 1915. She was offered a teaching and research position there and became the Institute's very first woman chemistry instructor. She was only 23 years old. The Ball method was so successful that the leprosy patients were discharged from the hospitals and facilities across the globe, and also from an isolation facility on the north side of Hawaii, where thousands of people suffered from leprosy that had died in years prior. Thanks to Alice Ball, the banished individuals could return to their families free from the symptoms of leprosy. And there's also a short film that came out in 2020 called The Ball Method. So we are spotlighting Alice Ball. She was the first African American chemist, she was the African American chemist who developed the first successful treatment for curing leprosy. And of course, since she's in science, I had to pick that. Yes. All right, Cheryl, give me some music on the back of my voice. On the back of my voice, please. All right, so let's see. The trivia question was, from where was the oldest known Valentine's Day message sent? And guess where it was, Cheryl? The prison. Okay, so we got a winner. All right, it looks like the winner tonight is Esau Tolson. And Brother Esau, you got some stuff to give away to someone special. I got some scarves, care of Donna Coleman. Woo! Woo! Can you see him? So they're coming to you, Brother Esau. Congratulations tonight. We want to thank again Dr. Rodney Alford tonight for giving up his time and his knowledge to inform the community and to talk to us tonight about National Donor Day. Cheryl, did you learn some good information about National Donor Day? All right. And then next week, we have songer and musician John White. He will be in the house. You all ain't ready. He's going to be really, 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 really good. I'm really excited about that. And then I want to send a shout out. Somebody gets the Love Star. Amy Worth. Amy Worth won the COVID-19 journals that we were giving away last week. And she said, Kat, why don't you just give it to a youngster that you know that deserves it? So Amy Worth, you get the Star Love Star tonight. Thank you. All right. And then we want to talk about this concert. So it's a free concert. However, because of COVID, we have restrictions and we have a quantity that we have to follow. So you're going to have a ticket to get in there. So make sure that you get in contact with me via the inbox or the number that was provided on the promo. The promo will be on Facebook as soon as I get off here. And let me know if you want to come, and I will send you tickets. You have to have a ticket to come, and that's the only way that we can verify that we have the correct number for COVID. We want to be safe. We want to have fun, but we want to be safe. All right? And then, Cheryl, we don't want to forget about our amazing sponsors. Our first sponsor is, let's see, I got my little cheat sheets right here. National recording artist, saxophonist Ronald Rembert Jr. Music, for inspirational music to move you, soothe you, and groove you. That's going to be available on Amazon Music, iTunes, and other online platforms. And Ronald also has a new designer shoe available. Oh, yeah. The Anointed S1 shoe. The style meets comfort with a dose of swag and sporty soul. A street style low sneaker with a sporty sole. Minimal but enriched on the side and the logo in the foreground. The shoe is made of genuine Italian leather. Thank you very much. And natural cotton laces and classic padding on the back. So you can check out Ron Rembert Jr.'s music and this shoe. For more information, go to anointedsacks.com. Anointedsacks.com. My next sponsor is Stepdad, Showing Up and Showing Out. Check out his latest book written by inspiring author Dr. Cedric Rice, PhD. This book is loaded with tips for navigating the complex world of blended families. Do you know a father, a stepfather, or soon-to-be dad that's discouraged and struggling? Stepdads, Showing Up and Showing Out. Encourage a stepfather or father today. Are you shopping for car insurance, business insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance, life insurance? Let me introduce you to my insurance agent, Bryce Armstrong with State Farm. Reach out to him for all of your insurance needs. Our first choice for competitive prices and friendly service. Give him a call, or if you just want a quote at 618-205-1000 today, or you may email him at bryce@bstrong.biz. All right. And then I want to also remind you of Lisa Boykin with Rachel Elijah Creative Productions. Let me show you what Lisa made me. So I have a mask and also a headband. So you guys reach out to her. This is Black History Month, and she has plenty of beautiful designs, and she makes these. These are handmade, so these are made with love. So make sure you check out Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. All right. And did I get everybody?
I think you did.
Okay. I definitely want to send a shout out to my brother, Kevin Moore. We heard him in the Preludes. I play a lot of his music in the Preludes, and that's from his CD entitled Every Breath We Take. And what did we play today? I Need You. All right, Cheryl. So I think I've taken care of everything. You want to give a few shout outs? All right, Cheryl, give me shout outs.
All right. Let's see who we got on the lineup today. Let's see. Oh, hey, Karan. Hey, Karan, girl. Good to see you. Glad you came out. Got Charles Neal up in the house. What up? Ronald Rembert Jr. What up? Those shoes look fresh, sir. Those shoes look fresh. Oh, Mrs. Gerald, I will never forget you. I'm glad you made it. Mwah. Got Sheila Bowens. Glad you came back out. I hope you enjoyed. Auntie Sally, good to see you. Got Charlene, the Stamp Queen Collector. Hey, Charlene.
Hey, Charlene. Charlene will be here the end of the month.
Let's see, we got Miss Jonelle Bowe. Hey, Jonelle.
Hey, Janelle.
Good to see you back. Got Brother Esau. Hey, Brother Esau. Congratulations on those scarves. Let's see. We got Team Cradle up in the house. What up, Team Cradle? Woo woo. Queen Houston as well. It's been a minute, girl. Hey, Queen.
Who is Queen Houston? I know that name. She sounds familiar.
Stop playing, Mom.
Hey, Queen.
Hey, Tina Wilson. Good you came back out too. Hey, Tina. Let's see here. Who else we got? Oh, we got Kimberly Rogers.
Hi, Kimberly. Hey, girl.
We got Cynthia Banks. Hey, Cynthia.
Hey, Cynthia.
Hey, Mother DeBose.
Mother DeBose.
Congratulations to our winners. We got Gigi over on YouTube. Say Gigi.
Hey, Gigi.
We got Portland Nisi Ward.
Hey, Portland.
How are you guys doing tonight? And Lady Jackson, of course. You can't forget Lady Jackson.
Lady Jackson, hey. I saw a new person, Jacqueline Allen. Hi.
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn. Hi, Jocelyn. Did you say hi to her?
Hey, Jocelyn. Ooh.
Hi.
Evangelist Mobley came up in here.
Evangelist Mobley. Ooh.
Roland.
Hey, Roland. Hey, sis. Oh, it's so good to see you all. So let's end with the commercial again. Charlene, yes, the concert is free. And my Cash App is $FNL for Friday Night Live and CAT, K-A-T. We're going to do it one more time. And again, take down the information if you want to come, get in contact with me. I'll get you your tickets. We're going to have some fun. I'm telling you right now, the artists and the performers, they're so excited and hyped up. It's going to be ridiculous. So I hope that you all can come. Love to see your face in the place, and we're going to have a really, really good time. And I am working on trying to see if we can maybe do a private live thing. So we'll see. We'll keep you posted on that for people that live out of town that can't come. Okay. So you're gonna do the commercial right quick for me, Cheryl? All right. And then you guys have a great evening. And thanks again to Dr. Rodney Alford.
Entertainment presents Friday Night Live Inspiration Celebration Gala 2021. Friday, March 19th from 7 to 10 p.m. Join the host of the FNL Virtual Show, media producer, Kat Potter. Featuring national headliner and comedian, David Brown, and special guest artist, saxophonist Cameron Ross. Greg Happy Guitar Haynes. Singer Anitra Bratcher.
Will you lift your hand right now? Hey, I'm in my heart, and I'll forever give you glory. No matter what it looks like, I'll give you praise. Oh, for the rest of my days, I'll praise your Lord.
Saxophonist Ron Rember Jr. And flutist Daryl Evans Jones. This event is free and open to the public. Located at Gateway Convention Center, 1 Gateway Drive, Collinsville, Illinois, 62234. Vendor opportunities are also available. The deadline to submit applications is March 10th. For more information, call 618-772-7391. That's 618-772-7391. Love donations are graciously accepted and appreciated. Don't miss this evening of musical inspiration. Friday Night Live Inspiration Celebration Gala 2021. Face masks are required and social distancing will be enforced.